All right, I'm going to go over this Omnibus Bill that that they're trying to push through in the House. It is full of crap spending, just like the last one was. So I'm just going to go through some of the stuff that's, pretty outrageous. It is 4,155 pages long. No, I didn't read them all. There's no way I can ever read it long. But this was the press briefing put out, and this was the 19th.
Okay.
A few things on the same topic. You're asking for $3.2 billion roughly from Congress to help pay for all these new or ongoing plans across the border. Let's say that money comes in the omnibus this week. What's the plan after that to work with Congress to address this issue?
Like beyond. Look, Ed, we have from day one have asked Congress to help us with this issue, right? By putting forward the immigration reform bill. That's on day one that the president had requested that, had asked that. That's to deal with modernizing this broken immigration system that we currently have, and also to really protect our DACA recipients and do so much more. And so we have reached out. We've done outreach to Congress. We have asked them, and by acting, again, putting forth this piece of legislation.
It's resulted in virtually no change in immigration policy with Democrats in charge. How's it going to get any easier when Republicans are in charge?
Look. Again, we've asked for the $3.5 billion. We're going to continue to ask Congress to assist in helping with, especially congressional Republicans, to help us with what's going at the border if they are indeed serious about doing that. But look, even without their assistance, without many Republicans being involved here, congressional Republicans, we have secured more resources for the border than any president before who preceded him, who preceded this current president. He has most agents ever, as I said, the 23,000 agents. And let's not forget, he's taking historic action to seize record levels of fentanyl from entering our country and taking thousands of smugglers off the streets. And that's without many congressional Republicans assisting here. So the president has made this a priority. Now, as Title 42 is going to be lifted on Wednesday due to a court order, we've put forth a $3.5 billion funding request from Congress. If they are serious about this, if congressional Republicans are serious about this, they would take this up instead of doing political stunts.
This is going to be big news, and it is big news across the Western Hemisphere, because migrants aren't just coming from the Northern Triangle anymore. They're coming from Chile, from Peru, from Ecuador, whose president is here today, Venezuela, Colombia, of course. What is the White House's message to somebody who may see this somewhere in the Western Hemisphere and think, after Wednesday, it's going to be easier to get into the United States?
So look, first I want to say the president of Ecuador has been a very good partner to us on this very issue, so I want to make that very, very clear. But again, I stated this to Steve, and I'll say this again. The fact that the removal of Title 42 is happening in just a day or two doesn't mean that the border is open. It just doesn't mean that. When Title 42 goes away, we will go back to Title 8, which allows for a process to make sure that people can have their own asylum claims heard, and those who do not have a legal basis to remain will be quickly removed. That doesn't change the process that we have been moving forward with since day one of this administration. Look, we are surging assistance to the border, as I've laid out very clearly, as Secretary Mayorkas has the past week or so, and so we're going to continue to do that. But again,
in plain English to migrants who might be thinking about it, what should they do after Wednesday?
I just laid that really clear. It would be wrong to think that the border is open. It is not open. And I just want to be very, very clear about that.
We're meeting here just minutes after, as Darlene pointed out, they referred the presumed next Speaker of the House to the Ethics Committee for...
All right, we're going to skip that. So what's in this bill? There 1.7 trillion is 4,155 pages. It's ridiculous. The first one put out is none of the funds provided in subsection A shall be used for hire permanent federal employees. for any flight hours and then those flows by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, air, and marine operations, except for internal transportation of non-citizens, or to acquire, maintain, or extend border security technology and capabilities, except for technology and capabilities to improve border patrol processing. So they want all this money, but it says none of the funds are can be used to improve, to maintain, or extend border security technology and capabilities. But it says right here, this was on here, page 696. So I looked it up. I tried to read through this. I don't understand this freaking, fancy jargon. But it was saying here, they're saying $230 million for acquisition of deployment of border secure technologies, $126 million for trade and travel assets and infrastructure, $99 million for facility construction and improvements, $92 million for integrated operations assets and infrastructure, and $32 million for mission support and infrastructure. I tried to read up some and down below some, but none of it really made sense to me. So I don't know if this part's true. I haven't been able to find a section that this came out of. Anyway, there's more. We're going to send $410 million for border security for Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Tunisia, and Oman. Okay, and which at least $150 million shall be for Jordan. We're paying for other countries' border security, but we can't even secure our own border. It's very odd. Let's see here. $1.4 billion for membership in global multilateral organizations, including the UN. So, we paying what? $1.4 billion to be in the UN. And salmon, the fish, salmon, appears in this bill 48 times, which is ridiculous. Let's see here. $65 million for the restoration of Pacific salmon populations. $65 million to restore salmon population, which, $65 million, I don't know about that, but let's see here. This is even funnier, okay? I have a quick question. How do you make a bee-friendly highway? I'm just wondering. Is there gonna be signs like the deer signs? Deer crossing. Is it gonna be like bee crossing or something? $3 million for pollinator-friendly practices on roadsides and highways for the bees. We're giving $3 million. Okay, we're giving another $5 million for the salmon. To examine the impacts of culverts, roads, and bridges on threatened or endangered salmon populations. That is nuts. So we're giving $5 million just to examine the impacts. We're not doing anything. We're just going to examine the impacts. We're giving $65.7 million for international fisheries commissions. We give more money away than anything. $575 million for family planning in areas where population growth threatens biodiversity. So, or endangered species. I won't get into what I think that means because it may be construed as, some people might take it as racist, but what the heck? Endangered species? But we're naming a federal building after Nancy Pelosi. $65 million. Oh no, wait, we're doing Senator Leahy and a federal building named for Nancy Pelosi. Leahy is getting a lake named after him. Okay, so this is $65 million. In San Francisco, the federal building located in San Francisco, it's going to now be called, well, if this passes, the Speaker Nancy Pelosi Federal Building. Ridiculous. $65 million for them two programs. And for the Leahy sign, for Leahy Lake, all it is like in the section heading by inserting Pat, Rick, Leahy before Lake. So they need that much money to make new signs, road signs. It's ridiculous. Let's see here. These are just some infrastructures. Like some of these are, road expansions, widening of roads. There's some electric bus transit and charging facility, but we're given $3.6 million. $3.6 million for the Michelle Obama Trail. Okay. What a waste of money. Let's see here. What's it say? $477,000 for an anti-racist training from the Equity Institute. Let's see here. We're given $3 million for an LGBTQ plus museum in New York. $1.2 million in services for DACA recipients, if I can say it. It's getting late. 4.1 million. Gee, that's really getting late. 4.1 million in various career programs for one of the richest counties in the U.S., and that is Fairfax, Virginia. So they're giving $4.1 million to the richest counties in the U.S., one of the richest counties. Now we're giving an additional $47 billion to Ukraine again, more money to them. You wonder why Zelensky is here today. We could touch on that, I guess, if this ain't too long. All right, we're doing good. And they are going to name a park in D.C. It doesn't say which one. But they're going to name it a Ukrainian Independence Park. Ridiculous. This don't give a number, but just monuments for journalists and service animals, you know, I don't know what the amount is, but I could probably get behind that a little bit. You know, service animals, there's nothing wrong with service animals. They're great. Some journalists are great, but not all of them. Let's see here. In the bill, they want to rename 25 more post offices. 25. 524.4 million for DEI and structural racism focused NIH subdivision. So basically, minority health and health disparities research. It's research. What this is $300,000 a year for a continuous plankton recorder. So we're going to spend $300,000 a year to count plankton, I'm guessing. That's what I would think a plankton recorder is. Let's see here. This is NDAA corrections. You don't give the whole section in this now. I tried to look through some of this bill, but this is hilarious. $200 million for gender equality and equality action fund. Okay, this was in the last bill too. To Pakistan. Why are we sending $200 million to Pakistan for gender studies again? This was in the last bill, I know. This is where it starts to get kind of interesting, okay? I'm going to have to tread on this lightly because $15.2 million, okay? It's going to go into a Vax Injury Trust Fund, which is, quite interesting. Are they expecting a rise? This is even funnier, okay? They want $335 million, okay? To this may be our next bug going around. They want $335 million to prepare for or respond to an influenza pandemic, of which $300 million shall be available until expended for activities including development and purchase of vaccines, antivirals, necessary medical supplies, diagnostics, and other surveillance tools. So surveillance tools basically is what they did during the sea, and how they got in your phone and seen who you're around, and kind of notified them when you had it. So $7.5 million to better understand the domestic radicalization phenomena, and $1 million for gun violence research. Okay, so this ain't the right one. Oh yeah, here's $1 million is for the research to study the root causes of school violence. You don't even have to pay me $1 million, and I can give you the root cause of school violence. We're given $535 million for the Corporation of Public Broadcasting, which indirectly funds NPR via grants. this provision nearly doubles the 66,000 available H-2B visas, temporary low-skilled workers. So they're doubling the work visa program. It says nearly double, so 60. They're taking it to 66,000 temporary work visas. So they'll be taking the jobs. 11.3 billion dollars for the FBI, 1.75 billion for the ATF, 2.63 billion for the U.S. attorneys, with the emphasis on J6 prosecutions and domestic terrorism cases. I think the $1 billion is a little excessive, but I can get behind the cause. The House of Representatives has an Office of Diversity and Inclusion. They're set to get $26 million. What's this? This is also including the bill regulations on cosmetic changes. Oh, changes the horse racing rules. Okay, that's in there. And the Electoral Count Act. What is that? Oh, there's Cosmetic Act too. So they're messing with you guys' makeup. It doesn't say. At least he didn't post it. I'm not looking for it right now. This is good too. $286 million to Title X funding, which Title X funds Planned Parenthood. So Planned Parenthood is basically going to get $286 million. Let's see here. $70 million for minority business development, which, okay. It's an increase of $15 million from last year. What's this? $750,000 for the Trans-Latin Coalition. $2.35 million for improvements and maintenance for the Iditarod Trail. $1.5 million for the restoration of Albany, New York City Hall. Why the hell is the government paying for City Hall? Wouldn't that be a state thing? $400,000 for racial justice improvement programs. So that's what's in this lovely bill. I mean, a whole lot of spending that we don't need to spend. Going places that probably shouldn't really need to go. It's ridiculous. You wonder why the countries, have some money. People can't even take care of themselves in this country, but we're sending money to, Jordan and all them for their border security. But, screw our border security. We don't even have any. I think that's about it. I want to just cover in this video. Try to keep them a little shorter so you guys ain't sitting for, hours and watching a video. I'll cover that in the next one. Yeah, I'll cover that in the next one. Alright, guys. I just wanted to go over what was in this bill. This is just a little bit. I'm sure there is a lot more. Like I said, there's 4,155 pages. And they got it at what? He said down here, 2 o'clock? Where's it at? Oh, 2 a.m. I got it 2 a.m. and I know the Senate was voting last night, well, yesterday on it. So, in order to read that entire bill, you would need to read 4+ pages per minute without a single break for 16 hours straight. That's ridiculous. Alright, guys. I just wanted to go over that. Another bill for crap. Wonder why our country has no money. It's ridiculous. Alright, catch you later.